we've got two stars of the WTA Tennis Tour playing in quarterfinal action tonight here in Southern California. Down the road from Los Angeles and Hollywood in Carson, California, the 2004 J.P. Morgan Chase Open. And tonight's matchup, the top seed, Serena Williams against the number 8 seed, one of 4 Russian women to make it to the final 8, Vera Zvonareva. Beautiful evening for tennis. The sun has just dropped. The lights are on here at the beautiful Home Depot center court. 67 degrees, light winds, and mostly clear skies for tennis tonight. These players will be happy, and so will be the fans. I'm Tim Ryan here in Carson, California, and this is the second of the U.S. Open Series events. On the women's side, what a thriller we had last week up at Stanford University. It went to a tiebreak in the third set. Lindsay Davenport over Venus Williams. It was fabulous. Well, the good news is we've added another event as we follow this tournament through Sunday's championship match. Tomorrow afternoon, you'll see the rematch of last week's final. Lindsay Davenport against Venus Williams. They'll try to recreate that action that we saw last week. 4 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN, and then tomorrow night we'll have the second semifinal as was scheduled. And Elena Dmitrieva from Russia has already moved through today, and she'll await the winner of tonight's match. I am joined, as always, by Mary Jo Fernandez. And Mary Jo, we've seen that 7 of the top 8 seeds have advanced here in this tournament. Only Ai Sugiyama has been knocked out so far. We've got lots of action ahead.
We have a great tournament, a great field. 4 of the top 10 were in the draw to start things off. And then Venus and Serena, what a bonus to have both of them in an event. They're both trying to get into the top 10. Again, they missed a lot of last year because of injury. And what a way to kick off the second week of the U.S. Open Series, because Lindsay Davenport's playing unbelievable tennis, and she and Venus have a rematch coming up.
Well, let's take a look at what happened earlier today in the quarterfinal action here at Carson.
Lindsay Davenport was facing a tall Russian, Nadia Petrova, ranked 12 in the world, and she made easy work of this match. She had a lot of winners. She served particularly well, had 9 aces, only faced 1 break point, and never really let the Russian into this match. Finished the match with her 9th ace, advanced easily to another semifinal, and she will play Venus Williams for the 24th time in their career. Venus leads 12-11, but of course, last week went Lindsay Davenport's way. Venus took on the Italian, ranked 18 in the world, Francesca Schiavone. The first set would be tough, Tim. The Italian's a tough competitor, but Venus picked up her game, started to hit more winners. She still has to reduce the unforced errors, but I think she's looking sharper than she was 1 week ago.
Well, here's how it looks with just this one quarterfinal match to be played this evening here at the Home Depot Center in Carson, California. The draw looks like this. You see Elena Dmitrieva. She advanced over her countrywoman Kuznetsova today, and she'll await the winner of tonight's match. Lindsay Davenport and Venus Williams will be live on ESPN tomorrow afternoon. Now, Serena Williams comes in here. She was a finalist at Wimbledon, but now if she doesn't win a Grand Slam, she's won 6. People think she's had a bad tournament. She just ran into a buzzsaw 17-year-old Maria Sharapova.
She sure did. Serena Williams was looking to win her 3rd consecutive Wimbledon, as you see her in her Lime Time outfit. That's what she's calling the Greek Goddess outfit this week. And you would think that she would have handled the occasion a little bit better than the 17-year-old from Russia, Maria Sharapova, in the far court. But the first set, it was all Maria Sharapova. She found the angle, she found the winner, she was able to absorb the power of Serena Williams and win it 6-1. Second set, Serena would break early. She would go up 4-2, and you thought, okay, this is going to a third. Serena's going to be able to pull it out. But the Russian fought hard, won 4 straight games in a row, and would defeat the defending champion 6-1, 6-4 for her first title. So Serena playing in her first tournament since Wimbledon, trying to regain and reestablish herself at the top of women's tennis, has a tough competitor tonight in another one of the talented Russians, Vera Zvonareva. 19 years of age, ranked 14 in the world, very consistent player. She won a tournament earlier this year in Memphis, indoors, and this is the type of player you have to beat. She gets a lot of balls back, has a great two-handed backhand, Tim. So for Serena, she needs to serve well and just keep those unforced errors down to a minimum.
Well, that Vera Zvonareva started as a 6-year-old in Moscow. She's come a long way, and she's in against number 1 tonight. Number 1 is Serena Williams, the top seed here, a 6-time Grand Slam winner. Can this U.S. Open Series event here give her an opportunity to win a slam at the U.S. Open? We'll see.
Proud sponsors of the J.P. Morgan Chase Open.
beautiful evening here in Carson, California. There is a light breeze blowing across the top of the stadium. We'll watch to see if it has any effect on the court. Number 1 seed in this quarterfinal match, Serena Williams against the number 8 Vera Zvonareva from Moscow, Russia. And there comes Serena coming onto the court first and introducing yet another dazzling color in the outfit that looks a little different than the style that she had at Wimbledon there.
It's called Lime Time.
Yeah.
Playing in her 7th tournament of the year. Has not played a lot. Remember, she had knee surgery this time last year.
Williams will open on serve. Nice to have the folks still coming in here at Carson for this quarterfinal. Serena coming in quickly in that first point. 15 love. Vera Zvonareva, 19 years old from Moscow, a record of 32 and 13 on the season. 13 and 5 on the hard courts. A victory at Memphis, 2 semifinals earlier in the year at Warsaw and Rome. European events.
And the first time I saw Zvonareva was against Serena in their only meeting a couple years ago at the French Open. Zvonareva was a qualifier. She would win that first set against Serena and then run out of steam. That's when she told everybody that she was a player to watch for in the future.
Well-placed forehand from Serena Williams. Quickly 40 love for Serena. Serena with a victory at Miami, finals at Wimbledon, semifinals at the Italian Open in Rome. Of course, missed the early part of the year out with a knee injury during the Australian Open. And out in the quarterfinals of the French to Capriati before the loss in the finals to the new Russian star Sharapova. But a quick opening game win here on serve for Serena Williams. Well, this U.S. Open Series presents a bonus challenge for all of the players who do well here. You can see there are 10 ATP and WTA Tour events that lead up on the hard courts to the U.S. Open, creating a whole summer season of hard court tennis here in the U.S. And you get points awarded on a weekly basis. So right now, of course, Lindsay Davenport with a victory a week ago has already picked up 50 points. But here's what happens once you get those points. You wind up making more dough at the U.S. Open.
It could be a lot more.
And it could be big money. Oh, well played by Zvonareva after the good get from Serena. No point is over with either of the Williams sisters.
You see Davenport leading the way, Venus right behind her with 35 points. Then Frazier lost in the semis last year, won a couple rounds here. So she's right there, but Serena will be on that list quickly after this event. Big hitting from Serena, and you mentioned how the players get that bonus. They can make some money at the end if they're in the top 3 by the men or the women's standings at the end, but it's just been great for the fans. They finally have a regular season of hardcore tennis in North America leading up to the major championship, the U.S. Open.
You can follow semifinals and finals every weekend on television. As we mentioned, we're going to be with you right through Sunday, of course, the championship match, but both semifinals tomorrow and quarterfinal here tonight live. Williams with the backhand down the line. 15-30.
She's standing inside the baseline to return the second serve and just pounces on it, takes it so early for the outright winner. It's good. Right on the baseline. Too much power and depth from Serena gives her a couple break points early on.
Zvonareva right down the tee, 107 miles an hour. Saves 1 break point, 30-40. powerful backhand return on the second service. And the break goes to Williams in a 2-love lead here in the opening set.
Very focused Serena Williams starting off this quarterfinal match, and already you see what ground stroke she prefers. She ran around that second serve to hit the backhand. The forehand's the one you have to look out for, a lot like her sister, Venus. It's the one that will make more errors.
Richard Williams, and his dad is here. He was last week at Stanford for Venus. Wide from Serena.
Serena has won this tournament 2 times. Had been missed last year because of her knee surgery. She has a place not too far away in Beverly Hills, where she'll spend the night if she doesn't play early. This is her first night match. The last night she went home.
A little Hollywood time these days.
A lot of premieres in the last week or so for Serena.
Backhand missed by Williams. Quickly love 30. Little opportunity here for the Russian to break back. Serena can climb out of love 30. Forehand. 15-30. Serena with 24 titles to her credit in her career at just age 22, 6 of them Grand Slams. Other backhand there from Williams. 2 break points. Oh, that's good.
Inflation on that ace from Serena. You mentioned, Tim, at the top of the show how if Serena doesn't win every time she plays, everybody criticizes her. What's wrong with her? And
major slump.
Exactly. And we forget she missed 8 months of the year because of her knee injury, came back, won the tournament in Miami, the NASDAQ 100, and everybody expected her to be where she was a year ago. And quite frankly, she hasn't played enough to be that match tough, to have her confidence where it was last year when she was dominating at the Grand Slams.
2 big serves, gets her to deuce. Drop for her. I think she would have had a winner anyway. That was a real good-looking forehand coming down the line.
Good preparation by Zvonareva. Gave it a good racket speed there. That's what helped it get over the net. Another break point.
Second serve for Zvonareva here. Oh, wild error there on the backhand side.
And that's her best ground stroke, the backhand. She likes to open up the court with the backhand cross court. You can tell, though, early on, she's feeling the pressure to do a little bit more with her shots. She's going for a little bit more than usual. She's a lot more patient, a lot more consistent. That's what Serena does to you.
And a game point now for Serena. That's out. Again. Papa with his ever-present camera.
He had a video camera last week.
He's got every kind of camera that I've ever seen, and he loves them all. Well, he just fires away.
Girls love it, too. Serena was telling me earlier in the year how she's got a scrapbook for every event she plays. It'll be a great memory when she retires.
Another game point for Serena. Zvonareva making her work, and that's her second service game of the match. Cruised through her first two matches in straight sets each. No resistance against from Paris on Antonha, some Spanish girl in the third round, 6-love, 6-3. Second serve comes. So Serena Williams staves out 3 break points and has a 3-love lead here in the opening set. That is indeed the moon. What a gorgeous shot. Third, our director, our track camera crew, and a little extra tonight. Just a beautiful evening here. Southern California, Serena Williams, the top seed with a 3-love lead. Vera Zvonareva serving now. She made Serena work hard in that last service game, but came up empty, still trying to get on the board. Love. Zvonareva this year in the Grand Slams made the round of 16 at the Australian. Third round at the French, losing to Sharapova there. Good from Venus, and then also round of 16 again at Wimbledon, losing to Lindsay Davenport. So not a bad Grand Slam season for this 19-year-old.
Very consistent results for Zvonareva.
Forehand long.
Best Grand Slam came last year when she took out Venus Williams at the French Open. But she beat the people she's supposed to beat. It's those big wins, the ones against Venus that she had last year, she needs to have a few more of now to break into the top 10. But as high as 11 in the world of Zvonareva. A couple titles to her credit.
Real good backhand there. Stepped into it. Well placed deep to the corner. Pretty all. American players have been familiar with it for a time because she won 2 Orange Bowl junior titles, 2000, 2001. But literally coming out of one of those tennis factories. She spent 11 years at a tennis academy near the Kremlin in Moscow. And we're going for a little too much there. And point on your able. She's only played 1 match in this tournament. She had a bye, being an 8 seed. The next opponent, Tina Pisnik, withdrew because of an injury, so that was a walkover. And she beat Marion Bartoli of France, the only match. Another good backhand winner, and she's on the board at 3 games to 1.
Controlling the point, Zvonareva. In this last rally, with her backhand, she gets great preparation and acceleration through the shot.
Serena up a break at 3-1 here in the first set. That's the 3 quarterfinal. No mistake there by the Russian. Well played point. Well, we're happy to tell you that we're going to have semifinal action tomorrow at 4 Eastern on ESPN. The number 3 seed Lindsay Davenport against number 2 Venus Williams, a rematch of last week's thrilling final up in Palo Alto at Stanford University. The U.S. Open Series action debuting for this season, leading to the U.S. Open itself. Long from Serena Williams. Davenport won it in a tiebreak in the third, 3-hour match. A lot of thrilling shot making by both players.
Davenport hadn't defeated Venus since the fall of 2000 and lost 6 times in a row, so that was a huge win for her.
Zvonareva starting to pick it up here. 40 live.
3 more break points. She had 3 in Serena's last service game. This time they're in a row. See if she can convert one of these.
She got it. The break for Zvonareva. And it's 3-2. Williams on top in the first set. We're back on serve. Bobblehead mania here in Carson, California. That's the bobblehead doll. It's the first for a tennis player, and Serena Williams gets the accolade, gets the premiere. And the fans seem to enjoy it. Keep up with the U.S. Open Series all summer long for the latest scores, standings, and video highlights. Go to the USOpenSeries.com. Men's and women's tournaments, 10 in all, leading up to the U.S. Open. Tommy Haas won the first men's event last week here in Los Angeles. At 15, Vera Zvonareva just having broken Serena Williams to get back on serve at 2-3 here in the first.
By the way, they're giving away 5,000 Serena bobbleheads tonight for the fans.
Oh, I haven't seen that too.
You know, where are they? Well, there's that terrific two-handed backhand that opens up the court. She takes it so early, Zvonareva.
Service, one more. She was there, couldn't contain the volley. Ace from Williams.
Good defense by Serena, slicing this passing shot and then getting the opportunity to go for the bigger passing shot, hitting over the ball, forcing the error from Zvonareva.
30 at 2-3. All 105 miles an hour, her second. Another.
Terrific placement on those aces. Good numbers for Zvonareva on serve, both first and second. Where she gets in trouble, though, with the second serve at times. A little short in the service box. Players hit big can attack it easily.
That was good lead. And it was long on the reply. Zvonareva has even things at 3-all here in the first set.
Three in a row for Russian, 14 in the world. How many other Russians have been playing well this year? There are 10 in the top 50 and 4 already in the top 10.
And after that second serve, that's a good kick from Serena. Jammed her.
The Russians are top 25. Messina, this year's French Open champion, leading the way at number 4 in the world, and Dementieva, the finalist in Paris, 6. Sharapova, Wimbledon's champion at 8, and then you have Kuznetsov, another teenager, Petrova, Zvonareva, and Bovina.
Zvonareva stands her ground at the net.
And they all push each other, Tim. They get very competitive. They get along off the court, but it's giving the Russians that are not in the top 10 confidence to see that Russian can win majors now.
30-15. Point from 4-3 for Serena.
Serena taking her time to set up this point, not going for too much on their approach shot, getting the overhead she wanted, good lead in the game point. 2 more winners for the Russians so far in this first set.
Got it.
Serena doesn't like the call, thinks it just missed.
Here umpire Anya Clark quickly confirmed the call by the linesman. And it's good to us as well. So gaining point 40-30 now. A foot at a time there. Zvonareva wound up about 10 feet behind the line. We'll be back in Carson. 4-3 Williams on top.
J.P. Morgan Chase Open is brought to you by J.P. Morgan Chase, proud sponsors of the J.P. Morgan Chase Open, and in part by Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
Great look here at the Home Depot Center, the center court for the tennis facility, which has many outside courts as well, one of which they've used during this tournament. It's really quite a spectacular facility in there to be congratulated for what they've done here, not to mention the soccer stadium on the far side.
Well, it's great to see that there's so many people here. Last year being the first time here, a lot of people didn't know about it. Came from Manhattan Beach, where it was a smaller venue.
And down the line from Zvonareva.
Much better crowds this year for the tournament.
Big crowd here tonight. Use of the concert facility, and it's a great structure. Well done. Carson, California. That's wide from Zvonareva. 15 all. 3-4 in the first set. Serve again by the Russian woman. Too high for Serena.
Didn't time it quite right, Serena Williams. Came down too quickly. Keep her head up long enough.
Zvonareva thought she had an ace. Going wide, but gain point. 4 all. She gets it on the miss from Williams. We're all even here in this first set. How about golf on ABC? Gary Player, Tom Kite, defending champion Tom Watson among the greats will challenge for the title at the Senior British Open. ABC Sports will be there. The championship unfolds at the Royal Portrush Golf Club in scenic Northern Ireland. Live coverage Saturday at 2 Eastern, 3 Pacific on ABC Sports Championship Television.
Hesitation there from Serena, upset with herself, letting that ball drop.
Well, the crowd getting behind the American favorite here, the top seed. 15 at 4 all. Annoyed at herself with a miss on the previous point. First double by Serena Williams. Zvonareva peaked again here at love 30. Well played again.
Very positive point by Zvonareva, taking her time, not being passive at all in the rallies. 3 break points to serve out this first set.
Serena comes back with a good deep service. Well, 2 break points for the Russian women. Serena, and the young Russian Vera Zvonareva will serve for the first set when we return to the Home Depot Center. Some new shots by Williams in the last 2 or 3 games, but the Russian woman has been very consistent. The ball deep. Making moves like that.
Not only consistent, but aggressive. Serena waiting for the winner of this match in the semis. This year's finalists at the French had good wins to get to that final. Moresno and Davenport, but then just melted in that final with nerves.
Zvonareva punished that softball.
Another well-placed first serve, setting up this forehand winner, her 15th winner in this first set.
3 set points. Down the middle long. And a double fault. Set point lost.
It's only her first of the match.
Good serve. When she got Williams flat-footed, she has a set in hand against the top seed, Vera Zvonareva. One of the Russian stars on the rise. 6-4 for Zvonareva. Won the first set over the top seed, Serena Williams. 6-4, best of 3. Quarterfinal action here under the lights in Carson, California, in this U.S. Open Series J.P. Morgan Chase Open. Tomorrow afternoon, you'll see a rematch of last week's thrilling final at Stanford. Lindsay Davenport and Venus Williams. They went to a tiebreak in the third last week, and they get an immediate rematch. Semi-final action tomorrow at 4 Eastern on ESPN. And then tomorrow night, ESPN2 will be the winner of this match against Elena Dimitrieva. Hey, there's a familiar face in the tennis world. U.S. Open champion Tracy Austin. And this commentator lives out this way, just up the road a piece in Rolling Hills. Love. Serena serving to open the second set. Well, Zvonareva wasn't ready to go. She had her hand up well in time. Something, I guess, moving behind the inner court. So serves coming. And 40 love. Now again, Zvonareva putting the hand up, just trying to slow her down here. All that will do will be to irritate her. You can see Serena's just got the game face on here now, down a set, eager to get going and get winners on her serve. How many manuals do we have? That's a nice for Serena. And a 1-love lead here in the second set, down a set.
Take a look at your first set. The highlights, after dropping the first 3 games, Vera Zvonareva got much more aggressive, had more winners than Serena for the set. She was able to really attack and play consistently, hit some great passing shots. She broke Serena at 4-all after this great point, coming into the net, putting the pressure on Serena Williams. Makes no mistake with the overhead and then closed it out beautifully. She has more aces than Serena and more winners. And it's always such a tough call when you play someone like Serena who hits big, who can really take it to you in a hurry like she did in those first 3 games. Do you hang in there with her? Do you wait for her to make unforced errors? Or do you step it up and say, well, I got to go for a little bit more? Really stepped it up. She stopped being passive and she started taking balls early on a lot of first serve points in that first set. Bit of a shank there for how well she served her first serve.
Woo, that obviously got her attention as well, because she wound up with only her second double, but what an ugly-looking double.
Well, Dementieva must not feel so badly right now watching this match.
See, there's a little smile there. She can hear you. Now, suddenly, Zvonareva's service motion is down away. Let's see if we can get it back together here. She served well in the first set. Pounded by Williams, and that's wide from Zvonareva. 30-all. Rest out, straightened up. 8-point Williams. Big cut at the ball by Serena Williams.
Well, taking the ball early when she sees this miss hit off the racket of the Russian. Gets inside the baseline. Doesn't let the ball get too high. Gets the early break.
Well, 9 cities, 49 days, 10 tournaments. The U.S. Open Series. Get the latest player standings and news on the U.S. Open Series. USOpenSeries.com.
Second tournament on the women's side on the WTA Tour for the U.S. Open Series. USTA and ATP Tour with the WTA going together to promote the game.
dictating the point.
And this is also to send a message to Serena. When she sees that her opponent is controlling so many of the points so far in this match, Serena's got the potential to really put you on your heels. It's Zvonareva coming in, knocking off the volley with no problem. I think sometimes Serena relies too much on her speed.
Wide. 3 break points.
She can get tentative. You know, she's lacking confidence. Serena Williams will make those errors and will, for Serena, push the ball a little bit. For most of us, it's hitting the ball pretty hard, but for Serena, it's just a fine line of hitting the ball a couple inches in front of you.
More confident in the case of Zvonareva. 3 break points at the set against the top seed. She played only once before. It was on play at the French Open. Williams won that.
Zvonareva just has to stay positive. We've seen her so many times get temperamental and down on herself in matches.
Especially against the players ahead of her in the rankings, the stars, if you will, at the top. So far, she's just solid for Williams. Third for Serena, 114 miles an hour. Service. Great point for the Russian. A chance back on serve. We're in the second set. 101 deep to the corner. Running away from the returner. Deuce. Another big serve. 114 again. 3 break points saved. Dug herself a hole and then came flying out of it. Takes a 3-love lead. Zvonareva at love 3, love 15. The set over Williams, who not really determined. In the second set, match wide. Opportunity here at love 30.
Serena was up 3-love in the first set, so this is where she really wants to continue her momentum, not let up at all.
Backhand wide and a 4-love lead now. Sorry, a love 40. Zvonareva facing a 4-love lead for Williams. 3 break points for Serena. Oh, comes back with an ace. Another break point save by Zvonareva. 40. Tremendous lob by the Russian. It's back to deuce.
Perfect shot selection by Zvonareva. Saw that Serena was closing in on the net, and Serena gives it her all to get to this topspin lob, but can't do anything with it. He was still moving forward when Zvonareva hit that lob.
It's deuce. Another good shot.
Zvonareva is not a huge server, but she's been placing the ball so well in her serves in the corners, mixing it up well against Serena.
Again, miss on the return. She gets on the board here in the second set. 3-1 Williams. U.S. Open Series action at the RCA Championships coverage begins Saturday in that event on NBC at 2:30 Eastern Time. American Andy Roddick, the top seed there. Point. Zvonareva. Forehand long from Williams. Love 30.
Deja vu for Serena now. Exactly what happened in the first set. She led 3-love. Zvonareva held, and then Serena got broken. Leading in the unforced errors category.
Oh, yes. This is fine tennis being played by the 19-year-old. She's got some speed of her own.
Well, she's very quick, and we're used to seeing her get a lot of balls back. I'm just not used to seeing her hit these many winners, especially against a player like Serena, who's so fast.
3 break points and a football. Zvonareva with a break. 3-2. Williams on top in this set, but down a set. This telecast is copyrighted by ESPN and the United States Tennis Association for the private use of our audience. Any other use of the telecast without the written consent of the ESPN and the USTA is prohibited. Here's Zvonareva serving at 2-3, but on serve here in the second set. And with a set in hand against the top seed, Serena Williams. Ryan and Mary Bill Fernandez in this excitement. Quarterfinals. Semis tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock Eastern on ESPN, and tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2. Rematch of last week's final in the afternoon, featuring Lindsay Davenport and Venus Williams. They have a good serve and an open court.
Again, it's the placement that's beating Serena Williams on some of these first serves. She's really picking her spots, getting deep in the corners.
Like that. Wide, 30-15.
And those first serves are giving Zvonareva the opportunity to dictate off her first shot. mixing it up extremely well, keeping Serena guessing on which way she's going to hit this first serve. Not too many are going in the same direction. Serena backs away, taking a little extra time to break up the momentum of the Russian.
Zvonareva ranked number 14 in the world at age 19. One of these many young Russian women on this tour that already made some serious marks. She may well yet implode, but I don't recall seeing her playing this consistently against the top player.
Not only consistently, but aggressively. She's executing her shots.
There, going for the winner. Speaking of which, she has 22 winners to this point of the match, to 16 for Serena.
It's not easy to do against Serena, who moves so well, and usually she's the one dictating and imposing her game. Another aggressive point by the Russian, and I think Serena needs to be careful right now, because she needs to start saying, okay, I have to hit a little bit harder. I have to play my game, which is going for my shots, and if the errors come, that's okay. But I think she's taking a little bit off to reduce the unforced errors, and that's allowing Zvonareva to control the point.
Game point for 3-all. That's a little too much.
You know, it's good hustling by Serena, a good defensive point, but again, a defensive point.
Yes, good example of just what you were describing.
Taking some pace off her shots, just trying to get it in. She's really just hitting topspin and playing it safe.
No, Serena slows down Zvonareva on the service, playing this game with each other. Long, big serve to the wide line. The game point. And the Russian evens it at 3. On serve here in the second set, up a set on the top seed, Serena Williams.
Both times, first and second set, Serena had the early break, led 3-love. And then Zvonareva storms back. Crowd really trying to get Serena motivated and going in this match. They sense the trouble she's in.
Big crowd here tonight, this quarterfinal. Home Depot Center in Carson, California. Third serve for 15-love. Two good serves in a row.
The serve is the one shot that can really lift the spirit and the confidence of Serena Williams. You tend to see Serena, when she starts getting 3 points, get more aggressive with her ground strokes.
Dominant service game through 3 points here. 40-love. That's a Serena Williams style game. That's nothing Zvonareva could do with that. 4 games to 3. Williams in the second set, down the set. Now the young woman in the hat and the blue shirt there is Elena Dimitrieva. She awaits the winner of this match. Tomorrow night's semifinal. You'll see that here on ESPN2, 10 o'clock Eastern time. But meanwhile, her countrywoman, Vera Zvonareva, up the set on Venus Williams. On serve here in the second at 3-4. Dean Love. Ball. Third by Vera.
Serena started to hit the ball a little harder in this last rally, but Vera Zvonareva just used her legs to absorb the power. Not minding the pace at the moment.
Some nice backboard work there, but didn't come up with a winner. Looked like she just wanted to hit the winner. I'm not sure she could go back again.
Well, how many times does this happen? You do all the hard work and get all the tough shots back, like Zvonareva is doing right now, and the one that she finally has time and set up to hit, she misses. Tend to relax finally when you're in the position to hit a good shot.
30 all. Good stuff by both players.
Serena's doing a lot of the running out there tonight.
She had Zvonareva on the string in the previous point, so it was the Russians' turn to make her work corner to corner.
Big point coming up here for Serena. Break point.
Break for Williams.
Take a look at our J.P. Morgan match summary. Serena takes a little extra time after two great defensive rallies to break Zvonareva. Zvonareva with good numbers, 4 more winners than Serena. The unforced errors are creeping up, though, for Zvonareva in this set. And for Serena, she's finally catching up with her winners.
Deep serve breaking away from Williams.
They both have been able to break each other 3 times. Tremendous get by Serena. She's pulled off the court with this angle. She has no choice but to go for broke. And she executed beautifully. Racket back early and then just lets her rip. Look how far off the court she is. If that's not a winner, she's out of the point.
Service ace to 40 live. 3 set points for Serena Williams. long. Zvonareva stepped well in on that second serve. Good return. 2 set points. The set for Serena Williams, who are all leaving. Will go 3 here in this quarterfinal at the Home Depot Center in Carson, California. Final, Serena Williams, the top seed, winning the second set 6-3 to get even with Vera Zvonareva. Tomorrow, the first semifinal here at the J.P. Morgan Chase Open, 4 o'clock Eastern Time on ESPN. Lindsay Davenport and Venus Williams, rematch of last week's final at Stanford. And then tomorrow evening at 10 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2, Elena Dimitrieva will be waiting for the winner of this match. Lots of tennis here as we follow the U.S. Open Series here at the J.P. Morgan Chase Open in Carson, California. And they're here to start the third set.
Zvonareva thought that ball was going to go right at her.
Yeah, she might have had a chance for it.
A little lesson for everybody at home. Never turn your back. You never know. She could have hit that ball easily. Look at her right here. Turns around, and the ball's right there.
15. Question mark will be now for the 19-year-old. Can she remember how well she's played to this point? A couple of points one way or the other in the second set. She might be already in the locker room. Serena Williams with much more experience in big matches. She'll try to jump all over her. And right now, Zvonareva's helping her to love 30.
Serena had to dig deep to win that second set. Chased a lot of balls down in that game. She needed to break to go up 5-3. Zvonareva was serving 3-4.
Return on the second serve. 3 break points to open the third.
Confidence picking up, and I think the first serve of Serena has helped her as well. She started to get more free points in the second set.
And breaker saved. Well played. Good serve. That's a short reply. Break point. The second serve for Serena comes way in here.
One of the better shrieks we've heard.
That even got a chuckle from Dad.
If she had the open court, all she had to do was execute this backhand cross court, lift it up at the last minute, and she knows that was a big mistake on a break point.
Starting to punish those second serves. Another break point.
They're trying to hit through the ball a little bit better, even on some first serves. She's not just blocking it and getting it back in play.
out there. Zvonareva.
Good with strategy. She sees that Serena's way behind the baseline, running to the open court, takes her time to hit the swing volley for the winner.
She is seldom too hasty. Every now and then she'll go for something with patience.
Zvonareva beat Venus Williams at last year's French Open. Really impressed me at how she stuck with the game plan and broke down the Venus forehand to win that match, a lot like Lindsay Davenport did last week in Stanford in the final.
That's long, and a good job by Zvonareva to get out of that. 3 break points in the opening game of the third.
Look at your second set highlights. Serena Williams would get out to an early break by taking the ball early, going for a little bit more, but then things would get complicated once again. Zvonareva would chase balls down and also hit a lot of winners to get the break back. But then Serena, 3-4, Zvonareva serving, comes up with one of the best points of the match. With this backhand down the line winner from way off the court. Serves it out beautifully at 5-3. It takes it to a third.
Backhand there by Williams.
You can tell on the face of Serena, she's still frustrated she didn't break the opening game, but good job here with the first point, taking it early.
That court help for Zvonareva to 15 all.
So look at the great effort by Serena to get to this net court. Gets her racket on it. Never gives up.
Had good success with that serve wide, a little kick on it. 30-15. That's too good. Hamilton keeps backhand. 40-15. For Williams to 1-all here in the third, set apiece. You can track your favorite players in this U.S. Open Series throughout the summer as they compete for bonus money at the U.S. Open. Log on to the USOpenSeries.com, get all the details.
Favorite players on the men and on the women's side. Tommy Haas winning the first tournament on the U.S. Open Series here in L.A. last week. Serena. Sometimes you can take a peek out of the corner of your eye and see where your opponent is standing. You can see that Zvonareva was running to her right. Flicked it right behind her, Serena Williams.
No help from the net board that time. Up 30. Opportunity for Williams. 1-all on the third. Wide. 3 break points.
She had 4. The opening game of this set. Both players opportunities. They've broken each other 3 times.
Fifth ace. Serena taking a little peek toward the backhand side.
Not really sensing and anticipating this first serve. Zvonareva.
That's long. 2 break points saved. And now the crowd hoping that there might be an overrule on behalf of their favorite. Deuce.
Another good first serve from Zvonareva, keeping Serena guessing. You can see the frustration and agony in her face. She really lets you in on her emotions and what she's thinking.
That's just good serving from Zvonareva. You shouldn't feel too badly about that. That's good stuff. 2 games to 1. Russian on top here in the third. That's about 8,000. This great facility watching a great match. We're on serve in the third set. Zvonareva won the first. Serena Williams the second. Serving at 1-2 on serve in the third. Rally from the baseline, and it's won by Williams.
Right back at you.
Right back at you.
First it's Serena to get the neck court, and then the Russian gets even a better one with a great angle. Good hustle to get up to that short one by Vera Zvonareva.
Well, these are 2 fine athletes. They can run. They can hit the tennis ball where they want to. Double fault, only the second by Serena. Makes it 15-30. With 1-2 in the third. Backhand by Serena to 30 all. No help from the net court here off this slice.
She got up to it nicely, hit it on the rise. It was the right shot to go for. Didn't get the bounce she wanted over that net court.
Game point for 2-all. Here in the third set. A big forehand. We're dead even. Join us Monday at 8 Eastern as ESPN2's coverage of the U.S. Open Series continues with the ATP Masters Series. Canada, Roger Federer, Andy Roddick, Guillermo Coria, Tim Henman headline a field serving for the championship in Toronto. ATP Masters Series at 8 Eastern Monday on ESPN2. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Listen, Patrick will be up there, bringing the men's action. We'll be with you all weekend long here through the championship on Sunday. Carson. Corners, Zvonareva. Pretty love.
Too solid from the Russian. Who has done such a great job of not only playing great defense, but really taking advantage of the short balls and the ones she can take on the rise and dictate. Number 19 years of age, Zvonareva, ranked 14 in the world, and as high as 11 as the tournament win this year. Very consistent results all year long.
32 and 13 in match play coming into this match. She's ranked 14 in the world. Round of 16 at Wimbledon. Round of 16 at Australia. Third round of the French. Good effort for the Grand Slams. That's too good from Serena, tuning out from the backhand. The all.
Zvonareva is the type of player that you do have to beat. She doesn't beat herself usually. Now finally Serena's caught up to the winners of Zvonareva. Zvonareva been leading in that category for most of the match. I can't remember the last time a player had that many winners against Serena Williams.
Good point. You can't either.
Here's one more. Coming off I think that was an attempted drop shot. Not a good one. Setting up the easy put away for the Russian.
Point. Oh, yes. Right on the line. Three games to two. We're in the third in this quarterfinal. The third set.